Hello, in today's video I'm going to show you how to create piping system in Autodesk Revit from zero, following step-by-step guide without using any other tools than Revit. And as a special part, we're going to showcase you how you do the same but a lot faster using our brand new plugin called Connection Manager. As you remember, before we already created the P&ID simplified version of the process and piping diagram, where we created the tank, the pump, and another tank, and also a few pipelines in between. Today we're going to take care of this line, the suction line of the pump E101. We're going to show the flexible joints, reducer, flanges, valves, and all the components that you can see right now on this P&ID. And as always, we are using the templates and components that we created before. All of them can be found on our webpage. We're constantly maintaining it, trying to update it, so do not hesitate to check out. Maybe you will find something useful for you over there. As you can see here, I already installed the pump, and the pump is positioned right opposite to the flange or to the connection to the tank. And how I would start to model it. First, in my opinion, every nozzle should be used as an inserted family or shared family. And family itself that you inserted should have the connector, but not the equipment itself. So, and to select this component, you just need to click on tab, and then once it's selected with tab, you can easily click on create pipe, and then pipe will be created. Then, to change the dimension of the line, we can go here. Here I'm going to select 200, and I'm going to start to create this line. As you can see, the reducer was created automatically, so here we don't have any challenges at all. The only thing right now we need to do over here is change the reducer type from concentric to eccentric, and we can do it in our family by changing the variable from 1 to 2. It was moved like that. Now I can just rotate it, and then it will be perfectly aligned with the nozzle on the other side. Here I'm not going to connect it directly right now, and on the other side I'm also going to disconnect it from the pump. And the reason is quite simple. Unfortunately, we cannot connect our fittings or pipe accessories directly to the equipment, and we can do it only via the pipes and via connecting it directly via the pipe. What are we going to do right now? Here I would like to create a flange connection, and to create a flange connection, for sure I need to find in this extensive list our weld neck flange, and I can position it. Yeah, as you can see, it also can be quite difficult time to position it in the proper way, so we can just use the controller over here. Then I'm going to add a gasket. Gasket in this case we have under the fittings category. And then I'm going to add the bolt set. And the bolt set I can find somewhere over here. What also will be better, just to limit the surroundings that you see around, we can isolate those components with the selection box. Just do not see all the components that we have around, at least when we're creating this model, because this one also will limit Revit from point of the snapping to the every single surface that we have around. So we created the flange, gasket, and a bolt. Then I'm going to move the bolt connection, or then I'm going to move the flange connection, and I'm going just to create just enough space for the bevel that we created in our last tutorial. Then I'm going to connect it to this side, like that. And of course from the other side, I need to add the gasket. As you can see, it was added. And then we need to add bolt set. And only after that we can move it and we can try to reconnect it. But as you can see, it's not always that easy to do. So yeah, it might take quite some time before we can manage it. And actually, as you can see, it's even... I'm not sure if it will be even possible in this case. Because it was already disconnected, and yeah. When you have several connection points in one place, then it will be, in most of the cases, very difficult to create such a connection. It can cost you up to several minutes just to establish such a simple connection. And unfortunately, there are no simple way how you can fix it. Actually, in this case, what I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to lock bolt set in between the gasket and the face of the bevel connection. So first I'm going to place bolt set, then I will place the gasket, and then by the gasket I can easily close this gap, because gasket has 2 connection points. But be careful when you try to do that. As you saw, time to time it can give you an error, and now as you can see, the connection was resolved fully and the system was connected. Now we're going to do the same on the other side, but here first I'm also going to add our flange connection. Again, I'm trying to add line flange. As you can see, you need quite frequently navigate from one section to another. Unfortunately, there are no easy way how you can do that. You can try to search through this list. It also is an option. But if you would like to do it quickly, unfortunately, there are no options how to do that. Then, as we did before, first I'm going to add bolt set, and then I'm going to add the gasket. And now finally I can add butterfly valve. And when butterfly valve was connected, I can also add over here a gasket. Because here, as you can see, it's most likely the lock type valve, but let's make it as a buffer type. Well, for now I think it's not that important. The only thing that will change the number of bolt sets. So then it will be about gasket. And now we can also move the gasket and connect it directly to the flange. And the system was reconnected. Now I just need to adjust the bolt length to match this connection. Or maybe 150, yeah. I think 150 should be sufficient in this case. Actually, I wouldn't say so. I would keep it 160. 150 is not enough. And as you can see, from this side we created a valve, from this side we created a bellow. Now what we can do, we can check on the P&ID the tag number of components. For example, here I see that the tag number of the bellow is X101. So I can find here tag parameter. And I can just name it X101. And then I can do the same also for our valve, which we created on the side of the tank. It will be HR115. Same I'm going to do for this valve, HR115. Then we're going to create a few more valves on side of the pump. First I'm going to close a bit the gap between those two components, and actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect our flange directly to the reducer. Because why not? We can do that. Then what I'm going to do, I will start from another flange connection. Flange weld neck. I will just place it on this side. Then I will rotate it as before. As you can see, it was slightly placed inwards. So here we just need to modify the system a bit. We're going to reconnect it, and we can start build those components as we did before. So I'm going to start from creating the bolt set, then the gasket, then our butterfly valve, and of course here we also need to create another gasket, and another flange connection. And of course here we just need to swap it. And in most of the cases we need to reconnect it too, because the system was disconnected in this place. We can do it like that. And of course again I'm going to modify the bolt length. Then we can reconnect it. We can check the tag number. We can check the tag number according to the P&ID. It will be HR116. I'm also going to name it over here, HR116. As you saw, there is already a soft check if this tag number already exists in the system, but unfortunately it will not notify you if it duplicates. And even if it duplicates, you can still write it in, which is quite annoying time to time. Two wells we created. We also created a bellow, and what's left? Left only the drain. How to create the drain? You can click on this line, you can go to the front view, you can go to the section view. There are a lot of ways how you can do that, depending on the precision that you would like to see. And here, for example, I would like to have the drain line with the N50 connected to somewhere over here. So I just need to change the size here, then I need to click on the point on the spot, and I just need to change the elevation. In this case, let's imagine it will be on 200. Then using Shift, you can enable constraints, so it will be always orthogonal, as you can see. And you can just make it long enough. So here the build alert was generated based on the specification. I have created. And now we can start to create our drain. To do that, we will use the same sequence. To be honest, I think that's the only way how you can create such a flange connections, including all the components inside. If you have other ideas or insights how you can do that, do not hesitate to share it in the comments. It will be nice to know. And we're going to create same kind of system. Item by item, component by component. Then I need to find another bolt set in the list. Then it will be again about gasket. Then, in this case, it will be globe valve. It will be globe flange valve. Despite on the P&ID, I have indicated that it is socket valve. But for now I don't have this kind of valve in the project. And also in case of the drain for showcase, I think it's not that important. Then I'm going to connect gasket. And then I'm going to place another bolt set. Again, as you can see, it's very irritating to find it in this list. And you can imagine if you have more components, what kind of headache it is. At least this list is almost impossible to use for navigation purposes. Then I just need to find blind flange. I can click it over here, and then I can change the tag number HR117. HR117. Supports we will skip for now. We will cover supports in a different session. And this is how you can create suction line from the tank to the pump in Autodesk Revit. As you notice, it took us quite some time for such a simple system. And now we're going to show you how you can change it with one of our solutions. I'm going to Connection Manager and I'm going to enable auto connections. How this feature is working. We have a set of mapping parameters which are already mapping to the parameters that we have defined during the PCF module development, and we also have defined the connection types based again on the PCF module settings and also its values. So then we have everywhere same kind of parameters used. Once it's enabled, we can immediately start to draw. From point A to point B. As you can see, it took less than a second to generate bolt set, gasket, and even the weld connection. Then I'm going to do the same on this side as we did before. Here I'm going to change the size of the connection to the N200. Again, as you can see on this side, we had welds generated. Normally you need to do it manually, all of it. And then on this side I'm going to connect it to the tank. And again, flange connection was automatically generated, including all the components inside. Again, it's only dev preview, and the product for now unfortunately is not available for requests. But if you think that you might be interested in that, please do not hesitate to reach us out and we will put you in the waiting list. And once the feature is ready for request, we are going to notify you. So then, here on that side, I'm going to disconnect it. Yeah, okay. Give me a moment. Yes. Something like that. Then we can disconnect it. And then in the place that was released, we're going to add our bellow. Again, once bellow will be placed, the connection will be re-evaluated. So for example, even right now I can remove all those components. And once I'm adding the bellow, the components required for this connection will be regenerated. And also here, once you connect it to the equipment, flange connection will be recognized, and components required for such a connection will be inserted automatically. Now I can close this part. I can simply modify this place, then I can reconnect it again. Again, weld will be generated and the connection point, and we can take care of this side. Here we need to do the same exercise. At least for now it's working like that. Yeah, also bolt set was detached, unfortunately. Just to ensure that it's on the same line. And then I'm going to place also butterfly valve. The bolt set was generated, gasket was also placed, and the only thing I need to rotate this butterfly valve, the butterfly valve. And then I can also just reconnect it, and then another set of components will be generated. Again, it's still dev preview, so we need to work on some of the components, but as you can see, in general, performance is on a decent level. Then from the other side, I'm also going to add another butterfly valve. And again, all the components were generated under less than a second. And now we'll take care of the drain. So full cell, same component sequence. I'm also going to place it on 200 elevation. As you can see, again, all the welds were generated. And now the only thing that's left, I just need to add the globe valve. And again, everything was generated on this side. And the only thing I need to do from this side, I just need to replace this flange with, let me see if we even, no, we will not find it here, unfortunately, so I need to place it from this fitting section. Flange, blind, connected. And basically that's it. So, as I mentioned already, if you would like to know more about this feature and you would like to be informed when it will be officially released and available for the trial or demonstrations, please feel free to let us know and we will arrange it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.